And just to let people know, this event is being recorded so that we can use it in future promotion of Skills Academy activities. So just to let people know that, but everybody is muted and the only cameras that are visible are those of our panelists. So just to put everybody at ease around that. So we're just going to give it a minute for everybody to log in. I think it's at 80 at the moment and climbing. We've had a huge response to the launch today. We had almost close to 200 people register, which is brilliant to see so much interest in the continuing professional development of all of our activists and workplace representatives, from people within the union and outside the union as well, and from our sister unions in Congress. So I am very grateful to our colleague Roisin McCain, who has provided a vast knowledge of technical assistance ahead of this event. So before we kick off with the formal agenda, I just want to check, Roisin, with you if you're happy for us to go ahead.
Happy on this end, Linda.
Thanks a million, Roisin. So everybody, you're very welcome. Like I said, this is the launch of the Fórsa Skills Academy formally today. The event is being recorded and will be available for branches to share at future branch meetings or at AGMs to give people a flavour of what we're now going to offer for professional development for our workplace representatives. I hope that most of you have received your launch pack in the post, although I'm aware that some are still in transit, and you will receive those by the end of the week for everybody who has registered. There is also just an apology from us to you around the Just Eat voucher. We had hoped that would arrive in your pack, but due to delays with Brexit, the cards have still not arrived from the UK physically, and so you will have an email voucher. And really it's because if we were meeting in person, we would be providing you with lunch or with refreshments as we would at these events. And so we really wanted to mark the occasion today and, as much as we could, make it feel like an in-person event. I think we are very much all missing meeting as a union family, and we're going to get back to that soon. But in the meantime, we wanted to make it as close to real life as possible. So, this is a webinar style event, so everybody is on mute and everybody's camera is off except for the panelists. We do have a Q&A button and we do have a chat function. Roisin Nolan, my colleague in the Skills Academy, and Roisin McCain, our technical maestro, are both monitoring the chat and the Q&A, and we will try and address any questions that people have through that function. We also have an email address, which is skillsacademy@forsa.ie. If you have any queries for us at all after this event, you can always contact us via that email address, and our colleague Judith in Cork will assist you. We're going to move quickly through the agenda today. We have a number of speakers lined up. But really, why did we decide to do a launch? Really, we wanted to mark this occasion because it's a new era in training and development for Fórsa Trade Union. After the amalgamation in 2019 and in 2020, we conducted an evaluation of all of our training offering and listened to activists across the union around what we needed to put in place to support our workplace representatives. The creation of this academy is for you and is a direct reflection of that evaluation. Later on in the launch, I'll talk you through what we are doing in terms of training for all of our workplace reps. But for now, I'm going to hand you over to the General Secretary of Fórsa Trade Union, Kevin Callinan, who joins us from Dublin today.
Thanks, Linda, and welcome everybody to the launch of our Skills Academy. And It really is a very exciting day for our union. I'd like to thank a number of people. Firstly, for the admin support for the Academy, Judith Coffey, for the coordination of training programs, Roisin Nolan, for helping with the technical aspects today and other days, Roisin McCain, and indeed to all of the Fórsa staff involved in tutoring, identifying course participants, and supporting the general administration and coordination of the program. Thanks to everyone. People will be aware that this is a little bit behind what our original plans were, and there's a reason for that, because the main driver of this academy is our Director of Training and Development, Linda Kelly. And many of you will know, Linda took a little bit of time off for the birth, her maternity leave and the birth of Amy Kate, little sister to Annabelle. And if ever the adage, if you want something done, ask a busy woman, is true, I think it is. Since Linda returned to work with Fórsa on a part-time basis, you better realize, a couple of months ago, we've had a phenomenal amount of preparation and work to reach today's launch. And again, many of you will be aware just the force of nature that Linda is, because at the same time she has been through her maternity leave and indeed in recent months leading a hugely successful and well publicized campaign for better maternity care in our country, and something which we in Fórsa, I think, are very proud to be associated with a colleague who is making such a difference. The lifeblood of our movement are our reps and our activists. I have always firmly believed that we're at our best when we electrify our organization in a way where the reps, the activists, are working hand in glove with the paid staff. And I believe that our members want people to represent them who have the following attributes: people with whom they can identify, people by whom they will feel proud to be represented, and people in whom they can have confidence. That's why training is so important, because not just for Fórsa, but our entire movement, our success depends so much on the quality of our leaders and our representatives. Today, I'd like to welcome to this launch attendees from other unions. We in Fórsa are ambitious for this academy, but I want to make a pledge to everyone today that as we develop more outward-looking training offerings, we will, to the greatest extent possible, make them available to members of other unions. Indeed, we will very much look forward to collaborating with other unions in the development of new courses. We do that because I and we realize that if the challenges we face as a movement are to be overcome, it won't be done by individual unions working in isolation. We need to work together. We need to share our learning, our knowledge, our resources, and we need to collaborate to succeed. But succeed we will. Today is a great day. It's a fantastic start. I think it's the beginning of something really new and powerful. Thanks for being here. And I now hand over to our Fórsa President, Michael Smith, to say a few words.
I think of my sound on. Have I, Linda? Yeah. You can hear me. I'll take it you can. So thanks, Kevin, for that. And I want to welcome you here as General Secretary of our union. As you said, I want to welcome our friends in other unions. I want to welcome the officers and members of the NEC, our director, Linda Kelly, who we're delighted to have back in situ, steering this ship of the Academy, Skills Academy, our training subcommittee, our NEC training subcommittee, who put a lot of work and effort into this project. And to all of you, you are very welcome. Today is a day when a new beginning has been made with the launch of the Fórsa Skills Academy. And in the world in which we live, we have the possibility of lifelong learning. And this helps each of us in terms of our own personal progression, obviously, but it also helps us to better represent the members that we serve. And that's important. It encourages us to tease out the issues and to sometimes challenge what is the accepted wisdom, to find solutions that fit the need. But while it is a new beginning, today we are building on old blocks, as training has been central to what we do for many years. And for me personally, a real measure of success with the training would see more members coming forward to take up roles on the elected side within branches, the ECs, and the NEC itself. And I encourage all of you to participate in the programs run by the Academy, to support it. And it's great to see so many of you here today. And also to offer new ideas when you feel that change is needed. I thank all of you for attending today's launch. And as I said at the outset, I thank the General Secretary Kevin and Deputy General Secretary Owen and Director Linda Kelly for their determination in seeing this project to where it is today. I have to thank the officers of the Union and the NEC, and in a very particular way the Training Subcommittee, for their dogged pursuit of this project. And I think that all who are involved in the Training Subcommittee would agree with me that we've had some great debates around the issue at the committee, and that there was great learning for all of us from the countless suggestions made. I want to thank Judith and both Roisin Nolan and Roisin McCain for their help today, and indeed to all the staff who contribute their experience and knowledge in the running of these programs. Freedoms must be reinvented in every generation. And having a skills academy is just one way of helping that process. So take to it with gusto, support it. And it gives me great pleasure and pride to have been asked on your behalf to formally launch the Fórsa Skills Academy today. Gunari an tá, agus gur míle maith agaibh go léir. I now hand you to our Director of Training, Linda Kelly. Who'll say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael, for that. And I think, you know, often with these events, there's a lot of people to thank. But really it goes to demonstrate that the offering of training and development within our union is very much a collaboration between many different people. We have over 50 industrial staff involved in the delivery of our training programs. They are by far one of the biggest assets that we have, and our members understand that because it is consistently in the feedback for our training is the expertise that our staff bring is hugely valuable to our members. The NEC, the Training Subcommittee, senior activists, they have always hugely supported the training, directed where new courses need to be developed. And so it really is a collaborative affair. So I'm going to share a short presentation now. Let me just get it up on the screen. And this is really to show people where our starting point is as an academy for our investment in your professional development within the union over the next number of years. So should hopefully be able to see that now. So I'm just going to check that that's working okay. Roisin might give me the nod there. So the value system of the Skills Academy is that we want to tailor skills training for every Fórsa representative. It is about making sure that we are building your capacity at every stage of your involvement in the union, whether that's that you're a new rep who's just starting with us, or whether you've been involved for 20 years in your branch executive, we want to have training that builds your skill set and allows you to share your skill set with us. Just struggling to move this on here now. Of course, always technical difficulty. You can be guaranteed when there's a PowerPoint involved. These are our core values, and I think it's really important. You will see this if you've gotten your launch pack in the post, you will see this on the front cover of our brochure, because these are the values that we want to centre in the work of the Academy. We want to make sure that we're investing in knowledge, that we're bringing you the most up-to-date information around workers' rights, around information to do with labour courts, everything around our economy, what's happening for workers, what's happening in the public sector. We want to have that knowledge first and foremost for you. We also want to invest in your skills. Being a trade union rep involves listening, it involves advocating, it involves negotiating, it involves speaking, the whole gamut of transferable skills that will stand to you in every aspect of your personal and professional life. And we want to be able to provide you with those skills. And ultimately, the central value of the Academy is that we want to invest in you. We want to invest in the people who, as Kevin said, are the lifeblood of our union. And so, I'll have to go back. So what we have done is we have built in a tiered structure to our training programs, so that wherever you are in terms of your involvement with the union, you can get involved at every stage, and we will have training for you at every stage. So what you will see in literature from the Academy over the next number of months is you will see courses are either tagged as introductory training, they're tagged as expanded training, or they're listed as advanced training. And really, they're the three central aspects of our training program. And it kind of does what it says on the tin. So introductory training, these are short courses for members who are interested in learning more about the union in their workplace. They may not be a workplace rep yet, they may only be thinking about it, or they may be a new workplace rep who's keen to get started and to learn more about the union. We then have the expanded range of training. These are our central training programs. In this, you will see our bespoke workplace rep training and a number of other offerings that I'm going to talk about. And then we get to advanced training. And this is one of the biggest changes that we've made, which is we're now looking at a number of bespoke training courses for branch activists, divisional executive committee and national executive committees across a wide range of issues. And so just very briefly, these are our two courses that we're starting off with in our introductory training level. So you will have received notice of our Fórsa 101 course, which is taking place in October. This is the new entry point for all training into the union, and all new workplace reps will be encouraged to attend this training. It is a short half-day seminar that we're currently running online due to COVID restrictions, but that may take place in person in the new year. We will run that, we aim to run that twice a year, and we've already had close to 80 new workplace representatives sign up for that training. Huge response from within the union. In November, we will be organising the first Branch Executive Committee 101 training. This is an entirely new course for the union, and it was one that was suggested by the training subcommittee, a really important one to demystify the work of branch executive committees, and one that takes place in advance of AGMs. So if you have workplace reps in your area who are thinking, maybe I'd like to get involved in a branch, but I'm not sure what it involves, they'll be able to come along to a Branch Executive 101 course, find out everything about what's involved in a branch, and then hopefully go forward at an AGM and get more involved with our union. And hopefully, once people have done that, they'll look to our expanded range of training courses. Like I said, our workplace representative training is the cornerstone of our training program. It is a significant investment in our workplace reps. It involves around 20 industrial staff as tutors. It covers a wide variety of topics from organising and building union power to effective communications, health and safety, equality, and industrial relations on an individual and collective basis. It's a really, really important course for us, but it's one where we get the most positive feedback from all of our representatives because they feel that it really puts them in good stead to be an effective voice for the union in their workplace. At the moment, we're currently planning that course, and we're hoping that in the new year, we'll actually be able to bring that course back into our offices in person. And we're currently working with our tutors to put that in place. In addition to the workplace representative training, we also have a series of branch officer trainings that we run after AGMs, so typically around March, April time every year. And these are bespoke courses to help people who have stepped up and taken leadership roles within branches. So whether it's you've taken on the branch secretary role, branch chairperson role, treasurer, campaigns officer, quality officer, training officer, any one of the many leadership roles that we offer within the branch structures, we will have a bespoke training course for you to support you in that role. And the other piece of training that's very important for us and that we run every year is training around our conference procedures. For those of you who've been involved for a number of years, you will know that the union conference is a really important place for members. It is where your voice is heard at divisional and national level on all of the key issues facing members. And so we do a lot of work with members, particularly those who may be attending conference for the first time, to make sure that those voices, when they're heard on the conference floor, are as effective as they can be. Finally, and the presentation is nearly over, we move on to our advanced training offering. This is a range of diverse courses that we offer for people in a whole range of areas. So we offer a multi-day leadership course. We also look at the area of political economy and understanding where the union sits in the wider context. Our Inspire training, which is scheduled to take place in November, is for female activists to encourage more involvement at senior levels within the union. Like many political organisations, we face the same issues around female involvement at national level, and this course is always a hugely capacity building course and one that really changes people's confidence and ability to get involved. We do that in partnership with Women for Election, and it's one close to my heart. The other courses that we offer are around employment law and around advanced understanding of equality and diversity issues. But this is only our starting point, and we have many more courses to be announced. And I really would like to reiterate what Kevin said about, you know, the whole purpose of the Academy is to collaborate internally, but also to collaborate externally with people who share our values and our vision. So that was a whistle-stop tour of the courses that we're going to offer, the starting point of our investment in you as our workplace representatives. If you have any further information, all of our contact details are in the packs that you have received, but there's our number and our email address again, and they'll bring you straight through to Judith in our office. Myself and Judith are based in Cork, for people who may not know that. And then Roisin is based in Dublin. So a truly national approach for all of our training offerings. So I'm now going to hand you over to Julie Flood. Julie is one of the first reps that I was involved in tutoring many years ago within the union, and she's also a member of the training subcommittee and currently the Cahirlock of our local government division. And really, we wanted to give a sense of why training is so important from a workplace representative point of view. So Julie, if you'd like to unmute and take the floor.
Great, thanks, Linda. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the launch of the Training Academy, something I hold quite close to my heart as a member of the training subcommittee, and I actually have benefited hugely from the training within Fórsa. I'm the chair of the Dublin City branch and also the chair of the Local Government and Local Services Division. I'm very proud to hold these positions within Fórsa, and I attribute a lot of my personal and professional success to the training that I have availed of within Fórsa, both at branch level, internally and externally. And I know that returning to learning can be very daunting. It's probably one of the most daunting things I've ever broached up. In my 47 years, going back to studying has been so daunting for me. But I have to say, my experience within Fórsa, the training I have availed of within Fórsa has facilitated hugely in me networking with other people in other divisions across Fórsa. So all of our divisions, I've got to meet people from all divisions. I've got support, encouragement, constant advice. It's phenomenal. My advice to you out there is, if you're thinking of training, jump right in. I actually took a huge leap this year, and I would have always looked for excuses not to take part in training courses. But I've actually gone back and started training the trade union studies with the National College of Ireland, and I'm loving every minute of it. So don't even think about it. Expose yourselves to this training academy. It's just a blessing, and it's there. It's one of our, great attributes that we have as a union, and we will mentor people and bring them along with us. That's what we do as a Fórsa family. I just want to take this opportunity to wish the academy every success. I know Linda and the training subcommittee are so committed to making training available to our members and make it very accessible. So, I hope you all enjoy every training opportunity, because I've enjoyed every training experience I've ever availed of within Fórsa. I've met new friends along the way, and I have to say I've always had fun on every training course, as always, and those very carefully chosen tutors, a lot of them being Fórsa staff, and they bring a whole new dynamic to a training course. Don't be put off by it. Don't be fearful of it. There's always somebody there who, will know more than you, and there's always somebody who will know less than you. We all bring something to the party. So take part in it and enjoy it. So on that note, I'm going to hand you over to Owen Renane. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks a lot. It falls to me to say the thank yous to everybody, but it is really reassuring to see the number of people that are on the webinar today. I mean, training is one of the critical elements of the adventure that is Fórsa. We set out to build a strong union within the wider trade union movement, heavily influenced by work done by Congress in the Commission on Trade Union Development and a new future for trade unions. And training has to be at the root of that. Now, it's important, therefore, for Fórsa today to launch this. It's something we've been planning for some time. Unfortunately, COVID interfered along the way and has made life difficult for us, but I'm glad to say, as you can see, we have advanced our plans, and we will work online, and we will work again in person, because ultimately I think we all miss, in fairness, the day-to-day interaction that in-person union organisation does. And new challenges have arisen as a result of COVID for us. I think we've done well to respond using online mechanisms. To get 140 people together here today might not have happened if we'd done it in person, in reality. But on the other hand, we need that one-to-one connection, and we've missed it. So we are facing into a tough period as a movement as a whole. And I'm glad to echo what Kevin, as General Secretary, has said, and indeed the President, Michael Smith. We are part of a wider movement. We have strengths that we can coalesce around and build a future from. And I'd like to see, in my day job, which is a day-to-day responsibility for organizational development as DGS, training is very much part of that. It's a critical role for our representatives, the most important people in a way that drive this union forward. Our reps on the ground, the individual members, the branch committees, the divisional executives, the NEC. These are the people that the union centres around and goes forward with, and resourcing those members to reach new levels and new skills and to face the challenges that we now face. The trade union movement since its inception has faced huge challenges, and we face them now. They're different to maybe what our forefathers experienced, but they are nonetheless significant challenges that training will play a very important role in. So we wouldn't be here today without the efforts of a lot of people. I want to encourage all of the members attending today to go back to the branches, to bring people forward, to encourage them to participate, and particularly in favour of the introductory courses, to encourage new people to understand what the trade union movement is about and how it has evolved and what place it can play for them in their lives, not just in the workplace, but overall. And to maybe encourage activists to participate in these courses. There is, and there will be, waiting lists, I've no doubt, because of the length of time COVID has interfered with our activities. But we will get there, and there's a dedicated team in place to do that. In particular, I have to thank the NEC Subcommittee on Training. It's their strategic vision that has led to the promise of a training future for the new union, Fórsa, and turning it into a reality called the Skills Academy. It's their support for the team putting it together has been critical. So thank you to the committee and indeed to the NEC for supporting the initiative. Persuasion Republic are the people behind the branding and the logos, and I think you'll agree it's very professional. I think it gives the right message for the Academy, and it shows that we're serious. And then the people behind it. First of all, to Julie and to Michael and Kevin for being here today and being part of the launch, and to the team behind the Skills Academy, a tight national team, as Linda has just pointed out, Judith in Cork and Roisin in Dublin, led by Linda as Director of Training, a very formidable person, as you will no doubt have seen, and as Kevin has quite correctly paid tribute to earlier on. I know that they mean business, and I know that this is something what Fórsa was setting out to do was to build something new. And I've no doubt that this academy will deliver on the promise of the training resources that we all know are needed by the union going forward. So a big thank you to that team for coming together and making this happen. And in particular to all of you for joining us today, to go back with the message that there is a training academy, the Skills Academy is here, it's going to go forward, and it will make and help you make Fórsa the better union that we wanted to play within the wider trade union movement. And I'll finish on that. We're nearly 4 years. This is an experiment in bringing three organisations that often didn't always see the same side of the coin in discussions and debate. And the one thing that's very evident in the nearly 4 years now of Fórsa is the commonality of policies and principles and ideals and goals that exist within this organisation. We have found that it works. And it can be better. And I like to think that that is a message that we can now bring forward and work with other sister unions, because at the end of the day, we're all together in this. We all share the same general principles, and we all believe in the maxim unity is strength. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Owen, for that. And to all of the speakers, I definitely feel very excited to kick on now with delivering our first training courses in October. We've tried to get to as many questions in the chat as possible. Everything goes out to branches. We're averaging an update about once a fortnight with all of our plans. So like I said, the closing date for the Fórsa 101 was yesterday. And next week we will be issuing out notices for the Branch Executive 101 training and for the Inspire training. Other updates will issue to branches in due course with dates for training. I want to take a minute. I got tongue-tied, but at least it's at the end of the launch, not the start, to just thank everybody. We have had such huge support within the organisation to get this across the line from everybody that's been mentioned, and it is really wonderful to work in the Fórsa family and to bring this together to fruition. And just seeing all of the positivity from everybody in the chat just shows that we're on the right path with this as well. So thanks very much to everybody. And before I get tongue-tied even further, we're going to finish this off now, and we look forward to seeing you at the next training course. Bye, everyone.